I gotta open Twitter and go ahead and get it. I'm going to have to start a new stream. Fantastic. Error occurred. Let's see if this works now. New stream. Hey, look at that. All right. I'm going to tweet it out really quick. New movie night stream. I got permission to do this. YouTube said because it's a free movie that the copyright goes clean so long as I didn't monetize it, which I don't even have access to monetization. So join here. Let's try that out. Tweeted that out. Thank you all for coming back. I apologize. So let's poll the chat. Yeah, I know you got screwed indefinitely, David. That sucks. So what we'll do is we can either have one of two options. YouTube, I had sent out an email. They said it's fine so long as I don't monetize over it. I thought I was good. Unfortunately, that didn't work. So I appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out. Anyways, we can do a couple of options, actually. We can keep it at what we were going to do with the movie time. We still got it. There's an hour and a half till Out of Nowhere is supposed to start. Thank you, Shell. I appreciate it. I deleted the previous tweet. Yeah, YouTube took another one down. So I can provide you the link to the movie. I can count you down. We can start it, all watch it together, and have commentary and do it that way if you guys would like. Because it is on YouTube. It's available for free. You don't need a YouTube Red or anything account to watch. It's a free movie. And we can do kind of like a companion thing with it tonight. And for future reference, we'll figure out something else. Or we can turn this into like a Q&A type thing. So it's up to you guys. We'll let you put it in the stream, see what you want to do. And we'll still hang out for a while until Out of Nowhere begins. I can go ahead and, like I said, we can put the link in the chat, and everyone can go ahead and get the movie that way. This way we could still watch it together, air quotes. We can stay in the chat. Everyone stay in the chat in this window and put the movie side by side if you're interested that way. So we'll start it over. It'll go ahead, and we can either continue where we left off. I could provide a link to then. It's up to you guys. So you guys let me know what you want to do. Q&A seems to be. Anything is fine to me. Q&A. All right. Well, then we'll keep this open, and I will do a filmed companion that Joe can probably put up on Patreon because YouTube won't slice it out that way. So we'll go ahead and we'll hang out and do it that way. Sounds good. We'll just do a community hangout with everybody, and we'll iron out the kinks. I'm not sure why that got hit so quick. Maybe it's the music and not the video. It was unlisted. The video on demand was turned off, so it was literally just a straight, one time you watch it as if you watched it yourself on YouTube. But oddly enough, they weren't going to have that. They weren't all about it, sadly. I do apologize. I've thought I contacted the proper channels and got people through for what would have worked nicely for days, but YouTube doesn't like nice things, so. Well, you guys can go ahead and submit questions in the chat. We'll talk, we'll hang out, and then I will work on opening up Skype, and you guys can call in and hang out. We'll go ahead and we'll multitask as much as possible. Fucking movie. It's still a good movie, god damn it. That's disappointing. That's greatly disappointing. Bastards. This, I will provide the link for the movie. Yeah, YouTube was not all in, so. All right. My son asked, what is my favorite match of all time? I have a hard time always picking just one. My mood shifts and changes often. I genuinely like to always go to... I really like the SummerSlam, I believe it was 98, Undertaker and Stone Cold. Something about that match always I gravitated towards. But... I mean, I adore a lot to do with The Undertaker, his Mania streak. Him and Shawn always stand out. It depends on my mood and how I'm feeling. If I'm looking for something silly, serious, something lengthy, pun intended. But yeah, I usually would it's typical to say that, but that WrestleMania 25 match means a great deal to me as well. So 17 with The Rock and Austin, I mean that's always huge. So Savage Steamboat and WrestleMania is a great choice. Warrior Savage retirement match, yeah. Who do I think WWE has given up on the most? Ooh, I think at this time I would either say Rusev, or I couldn't even say Bobby Lashley, because at least he's going to be at Mania competing against Aleister Black, and Cesaro's in with Sami Zayn and Nakamura. At least they're getting some form of screen time. So yeah, that's going to have to say Rusev. When you think back to Rusev coming out in a tank taking on John Cena, and now we go ahead and this is what we get. Not great. Favorite wrestler? Oh, again, I love the Ministry Undertaker. That's one of my favorite, gimmicks of his. That moment in time is great with him, threatening to, or at least attempting to, sacrifice people. That's great. I absolutely always have a place in my heart for The Rock. Love The Rock. He's amazing on the mic. Always entertaining. So charismatic. When my grandmother brought me to Raw, my uncle was chief of police, and he got me tickets last minute to Raw in Springfield. And my grandmother used to watch wrestling ages ago, but she wasn't into it at that point, and she's like, I don't really want to go. I'm not a big fan of this anymore. But she had to go because I was too young to obviously go on my own. So she takes me there, and then The Rock does a promo, and you just see her light up. And then when he came out, she flipped out like you would not believe. Like, I was waiting for her to flash the camera. She was so in love with Dwayne Johnson. From there on out, we went to every show we could. She had every single Rock merch, memorabilia possible. Crazy. So that's another great choice. Triple threat at Mania. So let me go back through here. Marvel and DC film. DC film is The Dark Knight, hands down. Love Batman. Huge affinity for Batman. If you couldn't tell, that's on there. And Marvel. Thor Ragnarok. I really liked the humor that they had in that. That was great. I was not a fan of the way Avengers ended. I didn't like the whole time travel issues that brought about. So little controversial opinion there, but all right. Dark Side of the Ring was very emotional to watch because of who they interviewed and the way that they gathered the information. Some people were shocked, and those that I spoke to were really, in awe of all the details that, the way the murders went down, and the murder-suicide, I should say, with Chris. I had done a good deal of research a while back and saw even some of the crime scene photos, and it's so heinous and so god awful that it's almost impossible for mine and many others' brains to comprehend. But I truly believe that he had slipped into madness, that he wasn't there. It wasn't him. To be so cold and calculating, coming from such a family-devoted, loving husband and father, that he snapped. Between the steroids, I don't think it was necessarily roid rage, but the brain damage, all the chair shots, the headbutts, the long days and nights without sleeping, not taking care of yourself properly, you're not on a regular diet, you're not on any type of normalcy. So, but being able to see his oldest son David speak, and I mean, he was great in the Chris Van Fish Fillet interview. That was a lot of fun to listen to and hear his take on things. Not just, everyone wants to focus on his father, so that was good to hear a side of what he's doing and his aspirations, goals, and dreams. But with this, him being able to reunite with his aunt, that was very emotional, bringing a tear to my eye. So thoughts? Hey, Spaz, thoughts on Cena Wyatt being filmed in the Funhouse and Styles Taker being filmed in a grave? I mean, Boneyard. Yeah, I still don't know what a boner match is, but I am so excited. I hope they don't break my big-ass Slim Jim-filled heart. I desperately want to see Cena and Wyatt do something we haven't seen before, a la the Final Deletion. Not the Ultimate Deletion, the Final Deletion. just look at what we saw with Matt Hardy teleporting down the arena last night. So simple, so silly, but it's just so damn entertaining. At least I enjoyed what they gave us with AEW. So hopefully WWE can do this because they have the magical power of editing. They can change things, they can move things, they can manipulate camera angles, and they have time to develop props and set pieces and all sorts of things. I genuinely think that it could be one of the standout moments from, this year's WrestleMania amid the quarantine disaster. I hope that we can look back and say, well, it sucks that we had no audience at WrestleMania, but if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have got this amazing, standout, unbelievable match from John and Bray. I'm hoping that's the case, but that's a lot of hope to, put in Vince's hand. Usually you put out your hand for hope and he shits in it, so not gonna hold fast too much there, but Styles and Taker, again, Taker can't move as well. He's slow, he's plodding, he's pretty much, I hate to say it because I love the man, respect him a ton, but he's down to an entrance at this point. His in-ring abilities are nowhere near what he was used to be capable of. So let's see him go ahead and, he can take breaks and then they can continue, filming and things like that. So they can really work to their strengths here and do something really, really special. Excuse me. Yeah, Rock is in my top 5. Yeah, TSS. I mean, I go and I flip all the time. I've always had a hard time. What's your favorite band? What's your favorite, song? It depends. I change daily, but Austin, Rock, Taker, those have always been in my top for sure. So, hottest bikini contest. The one that I always recall is Armageddon, where they did the pool one, where Miss Kitty ended up flashing the camera. I remember I had younger family members and whatnot with me, and seeing nudity on WWF at the time was quite surprising to have them go all the way. So, yeah, it's view. We'll commentate over Benoit matches right now. Sadly, unless we're doing it with 2K, even 2K I got in trouble for when I did the charity stream. WWE was bastards then. I will have to. I let Danielle take my Xbox so she can go ahead and watch Netflix and play some games and stuff while she's home. So I am stuck to just on my computer. I say stuck, but I'm limited on my library. So yeah, you got to check out Spaz Phoenix. He was able to really cut down on NXT. So it was a hell of a video. Make sure you click on his channel. So, but let's see. Did I miss any more? Yeah, I mean, always exciting, Kincaid. You're right about that. No doubt about it. Taker, he did get winded throwing the OC around. I would like to see him go ahead and, utilize their strengths here. Find a way, when the editing is happening to go ahead and make it look like he's still this dominant badass. So I hope it's not the worst Mania. I mean, 27 was pretty damn bad, and so was 32, I believe. 32 had a lot of bad moments on that one. So I did play the Resident Evil demo. That was a lot of fun. The way they upgraded the graphics in that alone is really, really just damn impressive. So who would I get rid of in WWE? Kevin Dunn or the entire commentary team? Here's the thing. The problem is neither of those, in my opinion. If I got to stay just to your answers, probably commentary. But they're just going to replace it with some more robotic, asinine individuals. We get rid of Michael Cole, and then you get Nosferatu. So it's that's the issue. Vince is going to put in who he likes, and he likes that style of commentary. Kevin Dunn, for pretty much what we know, I mean, he's just in charge of directing in the back with the camera stuff. And as much as we hate the camera angles going up and down for when they do the chair shots and things like that and missing certain shots, I would love to see Vince replaced at this point in time. I don't want to see him dead. Don't want to see him hurt, but I think he's served his time. Benoit's best match, had to be when him and Eugene tag teamed. I saw him defeat Triple H. He retained the title at Vengeance. And pretty much the whole focus of the match was on Eugene. It was a disaster, but still a great, moment to recall with Benoit. So, his best match, probably the triple threat at Mania. I mean, that's always a standout. I showed you that one with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Yeah, that was so good. Yeah, my stalker, my shadow, Vince McMahon. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Matt. I'd get rid of Vince. I think that really goes ahead and it speaks volumes. He's caused so many problems, and just he used to be a fantastic mind for the wrestling business, but he hasn't aged with the product and the fans, sadly. So yeah, I had many issues with my throat. I know poor Shell's going through that now. It's awful, and I had almost. I mean, with all my brain and ENT issues, it's always something. But in sophomore year, I believe it was, of high school, I had a septoplasty done to open up the nasal passages that were closed. And from there, they saw that there was something behind my tonsils. It ended up being a pus pocket that was dripping on the back of my throat, causing the irritation. So they actually had to remove that and shave down my vocal cords to remove the damage. And it changed my voice. I used to actually sing cover songs in a band before then, and my whole sound of my voice changed. But yeah, Snowflake in safe space. Oh God, what was Marvel thinking there? We throw frozen shurikens and we can form a bubble, but it can't protect ourselves. So, yeah, Vince probably has some CTE as well. It's brutal. But you think of all the damn freaking chair shots and head shots and wounds and bleeding. He's gone through a great deal, of injuries himself. So his ego is larger than his brain damage, though. That's the truth. Yeah, Montreal screw job. Yeah, that was I'm sure it was a work the whole time, in the sense of I think everybody but Brett knew. A lot of people think Brett knew. I don't believe so, just with how angry he was. But who was the best con, Eric? I'm through the second hour, Matt, of your WWW pay-per-view. That was great. You think Ragnarok was the worst Marvel movie? I just really like the comedy in that one. I noticed there was a resurgence for the best Von Erich's, gotcha. There was a big resurgence on Twitter the day before about everybody saying how Iron Man 3 was a better movie than most people gave it credit for. I don't necessarily agree, but I didn't really I didn't care for that one that much. So that's just me personally. What are you gonna do? Trying to see. Hey, we're still good. What's your favorite match of all time? Can you think of one that stands out, Danny? Undertaker at Mania? Yeah, that's your favorite? 25 or 26? 25? Yeah, I didn't care for Iron Man 3. I appreciated what they were going for, but I mean, people were upset. They had some genuine good ideas there with the PTSD, him being out of the suit more, so you got more, character-driven story there. That was fine, but there's so many loopholes. What they did with the Mandarin was really idiotic, and them going ahead and, having the option to have all these different suits controlled by AI save the day at any point in time, but they didn't, forget it. Captain Marvel. I never actually finished watching Captain Marvel. I had no interest in the movie to begin with. So Doctor Strange is a really good one. I will give you that. That is a good Marvel movie. I don't remember if you saw that. I think you did. I think you watched it on Netflix, no? Yeah. Next 3 Mania locations. Ooh, I wish we could have one in Connecticut, just selfishly, but I would love to see one in the UK, honestly, just because those fans are so damn passionate. But I don't know how they can do it with the time difference. They would have to. I don't know. I'm sure they could figure out something, because I mean, if they do it in Saudi and we have it midday, I'm sure that they can figure something out. Yeah, Gal Gadot singing "Imagine all the people." Oh God, that's so just out of tune, and not in the sense of her voice, but with the current situation. You have these celebrities who can donate millions and literally put their, celebrity status to good use, and instead they're editing John Lennon, How ridiculous that was. worst pay-per-view of 2019. See, I'd have to look back at the card and things like that. My memory sucks to begin with. Add some brain damage on there, and I'm really forgetful. Yeah. The next three Manias says the PC, Full Sail, and Titan Towers. It seems like it's going to be that way. So UK, I would like to see them go. New York's always an easy answer, but Chicago, I think, would be a hell of a great time. And I'll say Connecticut just for the hell of it. Go to Hartford, you know. So there's three. I don't like how they made Spider-Man. Yeah, I can see with the Iron Man, you know, junior type thing with I still like the Raimi Spider-Mans. Those are great. I mean, they're campy, they're silly, but they have a you know, ton of passion behind them. So I have a Hiroshi. I've watched a lot of Gatekeeper Drew porn. That's pretty much what I go to bed to every night. It's not all listed publicly, but he sends me a lot, and it's worthwhile. 2019, probably the worst show. I really hated Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell was awful, especially with The Fiend losing. I mean, they had such a home run there, and they just whiffed it. So, what was the hardest match you've had to watch? Ooh, hard. Like I didn't want to. Like I can't believe I'm sitting through this to watch, or like painful in the sense of like gore and. Or heartbreaking, that as well. Ooh, that's a good choice. Yeah, she said when Brock beat The Undertaker, that was hard to sit through. I give you that. Yeah. Move up here more so I can hear you. But hard to sit through and watch. No, Drew got out of my basement. She knows. She's mature enough. Jinder Mahal. I'll always choose Jinder Mahal to be the worst. As he was like, what? Eddie, yeah, all that blood with Eddie. That was a hell of a freaking. He almost died from. He almost exsanguinated right there in the ring. Oh yeah. No, Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan in the strap match. That was cool. As per multiple sources, Roman Reigns will not be competing in WrestleMania 36. Really? I'll have to check in on that. That would be interesting. I've done a ton of research. Don't tell Joe. Don't tell the boss. For tonight's Out of Nowhere. Okay, I haven't looked up shit yet. All right. I won in phase 10. That takes a lot of time and effort. So, yeah, Lesnar should have never, ever beat The Undertaker. But I still think it was one of those not planned on-the-fly decisions because Taker was so out of it. I wonder if he just said, just pin me. I still would like to say that that's what happened because he got concussed real bad. Yeah, nice guy. If that's true, that's huge. It is legit news? Really? Like I said, I've not been in the wrestling loop at all today, so. I was waiting for YouTube to fuck me over by saying I could watch a movie that they have on their site for free and it wouldn't trigger copyright, but getting permission for that, whatever. Bastards. If you guys do want to watch the movie, I will go ahead and I'm going to put the link in the chat because it is a great movie. I mean, you can search for it yourself, but yeah, I'm fired. Usually now is when I do my final research and I have a whole stack of notes and stuff. Nope, I'll figure it out. Oh, God. Yeah, you don't want to see Drew parody 2001 A Space Odyssey. It's a bad time. Which wrestlers do you think will kick the bucket this year? Ooh, that's a hell of a question. Let's see how Steiner's doing in a few months. I mean, I guess he's not doing great. Let's see who else comes to mind. I have to think. See, it wasn't the blood that bothered me with that Eddie match. It was just the amount of blood. Even that, like I didn't find it to be like gruesome or gory. Like, oh, I can't look. It was like, oh my God, I'm worried for him because he lost so much blood. I mean, the mat was covered, and yeah, the Fiend's losses for nothing if Roman's not competing. That's certainly true. But I'm a cheerleader. I'm going to go ahead and open up Skype if you guys want to call in and talk. It's countdown ended. You can go ahead and hit me up on there. We'll move through some people. You can keep asking questions in the chat. Again, I apologize that movie night didn't work out the way it was supposed to. What I'll do is I will watch the movie through and through, and I'll upload a companion. So if you guys want to do like picture-in-picture that way, we can definitely do it. Yeah, everything is crazy, and I don't want to know spoilers, and that's kind of why I've been hesitant looking through. So Costanza said, breaking news, Roman Reigns not facing Bill Goldberg at WrestleMania. So the Fiend lost for nothing. Nice guy in Costanza. Thank you for sending that my way. It says, Ryan Satin is reporting that Roman Reigns will not be facing Bill Goldberg. Sources with knowledge of the situation tell us Reigns expressed to WWE he didn't feel comfortable doing any more of the Performance Center shows during the coronavirus pandemic because of his immunocompromised from his battle with leukemia and didn't want to risk his health. Nice of him to let them know that now, even though they said that they've been keeping on him for a while. They said like 2 weeks ago, or maybe even 3, that they've been, heavily keeping an eye on Roman Reigns, right? I mean, I don't get it. That's disheartening. Brandon sent it to me as well. Thank you. Wow, so who does he face now? Who do they throw in there? Chat. Smack my ass and call me Susan. I really don't know who the hell they're going to replace. Danny, you want to fight Goldberg? Goldberg. You can kick him in the ass. He'll fall over. Just let him try and jackhammer you and then make yourself a dead weight. That's all you got to do. He'll fall. I don't have a phone number yet for Skype. You can Skype in at Countdown End, and you can do that. I am going to go ahead and pick up a phone number probably in another week. So I plan on doing more live stuff. This was, kind of a off-the-cuff thing. I wanted to do the Mystery Science Theater 3000 type stream. Unfortunately, didn't work. I finally got the computer with the power that can do it. So, yeah, they must not have filmed the match if he's out. So Bray beats Cena. And then Bray gets to go ahead and face Goldberg. That would be cool. I mean, who could they put in that spot? Oh, God, I touched my face. I'm going to die, Danny. You're supposed to keep me on this. I got the sanitizer. Here, quick, gargle this. Okay, good. I just don't want you sneezing again. Danny can definitely kick his ass. Matt Riddle would be a cool choice, but they're not going to pull anybody from NXT. Matt Riddle would be the ultimate choice, especially with the history they had starting at SummerSlam and all the tweets online. How could you not like Riddle? Because you're not a pothead. That's what it is. You do drugs, I'll kill you. Yeah, I know. You're not an Adam Cole fan, baby.
No.
I'm surprised because usually, well, that's true. Anybody I like, you don't. That's what it turns into. So you were the only one booing Daniel Bryan in the entire arena in a casket match. You were. Hey, we got a call. It's Matt. What's going on, bud?
Nothing much, man. All day I've been battling with a fucking earache.
That's not good.
Yeah. It's a little bit better now, though.
I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better.
Hey, I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better.
I'm doing all right, I'm down, I think, almost a total of 70 pounds since the 3rd, so 23 days.
How much is the whole of the ass did you lose?
That's a whole ass in itself, my God.
Oh, man. Chris, yeah, okay, so I was trying to pay attention to both segments last night with the Triple H thing and the Matt Hardy one.
Yeah.
And I had to go back and listen to the fucking Matt Hardy one, and the second he started cutting a promo on the drone, I lost it.
Oh, I know. He was just so damn funny. And people are like, oh, it's ridiculous. It's supposed to be ridiculous. It's a flying drone with a sentient mind. Come on.
This is what Matt Hardy wanted when he wanted to do all this kind of stuff.
Exactly. This is the creative genius that if you let him run wild with it, you're going to continually be entertained. Is it ridiculous? Sure. Yeah. But this is what we need right now in this trying time. So...
Yeah, I'm shocked about the Roman Reigns thing. I was not expecting that.
I'm very surprised you saw my reaction live on stream here. I did not expect that to be true. I mean, I don't doubt anybody reporting it, but it was like, wow.
So let me get this straight here. The Fiend loses clean for no fucking reason.
Yeah, no reason at all. Just to get screwed the fuck over.
Roman Reigns doesn't even go through the Elimination Chamber, and he gets handed a title match that he's never going to get.
Who's next? Corona. That's what happened.
But yeah,
I'm absolutely
that's,
shocked that that's the case because they said that they were keeping an eye on Roman Reigns and,
yeah,
keeping him medically tested more and out of fans' way so that they could go ahead and make sure he didn't contract any
right.
symptoms or, sickness, I should say, any viruses. And now it's just, wow.
And then there's like a rumor. I guess there was a rumor that night one was either going to close with Shanna and Becky or the Universal title match. Well, that's not even happening.
Yeah. It says right here, March 18th. WWE star Roman Reigns being monitored over coronavirus after leukemia battle left him with weakened immune system. We all know he was immunocompromised, so obviously they were, WWE doctors. They said they have doctors who are going to monitor Roman, but he's got a weakened immune system to a degree because the CML leukemia is in him for life. It's one of those things that it's in you and it can come back. That's one of the things that's not really good as far as risk goes. Reigns is not displaying any symptoms, but the deadly bug does tend to target those with a weakened immune system. So they knew as of, this is it was reported even before this, but they've known for a while, obviously, that he was one to possibly be targeted. So
Yeah, Steve Carino's going everywhere.
yeah, Steve is running wild.
Yep.
I'm not monetized, so we just go nuts here. Corona.
No, I just find that funny. Steve Carino
too.
virus is fucking hilarious.
It is.
Joe, that was somebody donated that the other night, and Joe lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Benoit stuff, man, like that shit fucking got me.
Oh, I know. It was hard to watch.
The first episode was like, sad and all that stuff, but then we get I was not expecting him to go into detail of how he did it, and I knew some of the stuff, but I was not aware of the duct tape and the telephone cord.
Yeah, that I mean, I knew that in spades. Unfortunately, I've looked into a lot of the police reports with him, and I mean, breaking her back and planting the knife under the bed, the Bible's by the bodies, and there's even more to it. And it's just like they said too, the searches that he did on the computer the next day, and it's just the whole thing of it. He had to be out of his mind, but the part of him that was left was just evil.
Like if a lot of people, like some of my friends even agree. When Eddie died, I think that's when Chris died.
Yeah, that was really the end to whatever humanity he had left and trying to hold on to.
Now, look, I'm not justifying the actions. I'm not doing that, but I don't. When I talk about Benoit, I don't even think about the final hours. I think about what he did for the world of professional wrestling.
Oh, absolutely, and I mean it's difficult to, not consider one without the other, and that's the unfortunate part of it. And like Chris said, I would love to see woman get put into the Hall of Fame, but it couldn't be Nancy Benoit because just saying her name leads to that kind of issue.
And fuck WWE too, because I'm a little pissed off about this. They didn't even try to reach out to Daniel or anybody else in that family after all that.
Yeah, that's terrible. I figured that he would have been taken care of, or and he mentioned that in the Van Fish Fillet interview as well. But the Skype countdown ended. But yeah, I mean, so just terrible, so truly disheartening that they didn't have any contact at all. No one from WWE, and I did feel bad for JR, as you mentioned as well, because he genuinely cared about Benoit. But of course, he's viewed as a representative for WWE. So when he goes to the funeral for the family, not even for Chris, he's viewed as a troll. So it's unfortunate.
It mind boggles me that everyone who knew Chris said he was one of the sweetest human beings, and they just can't believe that something like that happened. It's bizarre.
Awful. It is, and there's just no way to, like I said, to comprehend such evil.
Right. Now
I mean, I talked about selling selling Danny for a rice cake, but I wouldn't, I can't envision, ever hurting her, and that's the thing. I mean, he was such a devoted father and loving to his kids, and for him to snap in such a way.
There was that one clip of, I think he was like, after he had that neck surgery, he was playing around with, I think it was David.
Yeah. One of the two, yeah.
But, but it's like, But at that aside, you have some fantastic matches in his his archive footage and stuff.
Oh, I know, and the work rate was just unprecedented and unequivocal to what other people were even trying to put forward.
Like currently, I'm watching because I forgot how great this match was, but it's Angle and Benoit for the WWE title from the 2003 Royal Rumble.
Oh
I
God,
forgot
it's
how
so good,
I forgot how good that match was.
so good.
It's like, man, but this Dark Side of the Ring stuff is I don't know. I'm very worried about the New Jack stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with New Jack. I mean, he's twisted,
Yeah.
and that's easy to say. So
The one I'm actually looking forward to, though, if I'm being honest, is the Owen Hart one.
yeah, I'm curious.
I'm probably not ready for that one either. Like I wasn't ready for the Benoit one.
I'm curious to see what they do with that, and
Yeah.
if they have access to any additional footage that we haven't seen. I mean, the I wouldn't want to see the fall, but
No.
the one thing that was released not that long ago was because the way the satellite works is they always have a constant live feed that goes out, and then it gets edited down.
Right.
And they have audio of Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler reacting to when he fell from the rafters, and that is hard enough to listen to. So they thought it was intentional
I haven't heard
at first.
that. I haven't actually heard that because it's really hard to stuff like that. Even though you shouldn't really want to find it, it's hard to find.
Yeah.
But yeah. This is one of the weirdest fucking like years going into any wrestling event or at all. Like a WrestleMania without fans is just weird to me.
Yeah, because you don't realize how much fans are needed to elevate the match. I mean, there's no drama, there's no tension because you don't have people reacting. And even when you say, "Oh, the fans sat on their hands," there's still some noise. Yeah. There's something. I was making a joke. I was like, they need to run a desk fan in the background or an air conditioner. It's just too quiet, and there's just empty nothingness going on. So,
it reminds me of that arena in 2K20. There's like no one in the arena.
The empty arena match,
Yeah.
Benoit Angle versus Ray and Edge, No Mercy 02. I mean, so much that Benoit did is just as close to 5 stars as you're gonna get.
And he's part of like a lot of like one of my favorite Mania main events.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm actually curious about this because I don't know if this like I've never looked into this, but was Benoit always the chosen winner to win that Royal Rumble?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm very curious about that.
That is very interesting. So, what's going on, S. Dalla? Glad to see you back as well, champ. Yeah, I was watching the pay-per-view on a black box. One of the pay-per-view, the scramblers, and
the 24. What the 2004 Rumble?
No, for the over the limit, over the edge, 99. Yeah, too many names, and. When Owen passed away, I mean, because they had the promo playing for the the Blazer, obviously, and we're going to see that match, and then all of a sudden they cut back. You hear JR speaking, and it was like, what? It was just so bizarre.
Yeah, I
what
believe that. I could be wrong though. Isn't that part edited out of the network?
Yeah, they took all of that out of the network.
Now I was shocked when I did because I typed this in the other day on the network because I was curious. I typed in Chris Benoit's name and like his matches showed up, but he's not like his name.
Yeah, he's not a listed participant, but you can. He is a keyword, so you can finally search him again, which
look, that's kind of cool because maybe I just want to watch one of his matches,
I get it because they're not going to put him in the tags, but at least they're revisionist history once again. At least they're not erasing him entirely. I mean, they could have kept a lot of stuff off, but.
I mean, if you go to the history of the world heavyweight title, you can go all the way down to like was it he won it in 2004, right? His name is there.
Yeah,
he's in the encyclopedia for God's sake.
Absolutely. I'm surprised they don't pipe in crowd noise either. We'll see what they do for Mania with it being taped.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that.
I mean, that's possible, but.
Like I know some of these other matches are happening at random, like Bobby Lashley and Aleister Black. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad Aleister's on the card, but that's not the type of match I would want him to be in.
Yeah, no, I agree. It feels so random and pointless. It's just to have them have a match for match sake. And I feel like there's enough of those already. So there's a lot of false rumors going around. WWE is apparently sending out, intentionally leaking fake spoilers to try and combat real ones. I mean, there's even a picture of Sasha Banks holding the women's championship, which apparently is fake as well. They're doing what they can to avoid Mania being ruined, which I appreciate. I mean, with such a small in-house production, they would certainly know whoever leaked information. I mean, they would have to. The talent doesn't want their matches to get spoiled, so it comes down to either the cameraman, the ring announcer, or one of the tech guys in the back, or Vince.
Right.
It's possible that, they said Braun might even miss Mania, so.
Yeah, that's surprising me because they like no more, automatic rematch clause, and then like you were gonna give him rematches. So I thought they were gonna give like Braun another match for the title.
Yeah, but apparently that's not the case, and now he might miss just due to the whole Corona issue. So.
Well, a lot of people are missing, Mania for all this stuff.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio, Carmella, Corey Graves, Dana Brooke, now Roman Reigns.
I mean, at least we don't have to hear Corey Graves' voice on the fucking WrestleMania.
Yeah, granted, but
yeah. I actually like. A lot of people weren't digging Cody Rhodes as on commentary. I was iffy on it.
It wasn't great, but knowing it's a one-off and that he was trying, he wasn't making a mockery of it.
No.
He genuinely, loves the sport.
I
appreciated it.
I could be wrong, but I think Tony's going to be doing play-by-play for a while.
Yeah, no.
Which I'm all for because his voice is just legendary to me. So
I'm still curious what a boneyard match is going to be. All right, that's what I'm hung up on.
It's gonna be a new graveyard match. That's I don't know. You don't know. I don't know. I mean, it could be anything. It could be like a dog match. I don't know. Think about that. A match full of dog.
It could be the next Kennel from Hell. Oh God, don't even say so. I'm hearing that as well. That Braun's reportedly out of Mania due to some type of quarantining issue. So what's going on, Jim Case?
Yeah.
This is just falling apart more and more. What the hell do they do with Goldberg now? I mean, they put all their eggs in Roman, with that basket.
I mean, to be fair, Goldberg barely showed up to actually even promote this match.
Yeah, he was only there once.
Like,
twice. Once for the contract and once to actually announce the match. But that's all we got from that. So
I mean, if they didn't announce this match at all, you wouldn't know that this match was happening.
Yeah, essentially. I'm at a loss as to who they could go ahead and have replace Roman now. With no time left, they have until 11 o'clock tonight to film something before this, before Orlando's shut down.
Well, I mean, I can look at the roster, but
I mean, just even thinking through, there's no one really ready-made in a position to be like if Cena didn't have a match already, I could picture them being like, oh, well, John Cena's around, we're going to have him do it. But I don't know, chat, what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, if they did that, though, that would have left Bray Wyatt without a match.
I'm saying, yeah, if Bray already had a match and Cena wasn't, I'm saying, but there's no returning star, there's no legend that isn't already involved in a match that I can picture would be able to just go for. Yeah,
Daniel Bryan might be in quarantine as well.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan is self-quarantining right now because he doesn't want to bring anything home to his pregnant wife. So,
wait, so is he still going to do the match for Mania then?
Supposedly,
okay,
but it would have had to have been done in the next 51 minutes. So, WrestleMania just a week ago, I was like, oh, this is going to suck, but at least they can film some things. Now is the first time I feel like, oh, it's fucked.
What are they going to do with Sheamus? Or is he fucking stuck in somewhere?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm just throwing out names. Speaking of Sheamus, they did postpone. They announced it officially that the next UK takeover is postponed.
Yeah, that I heard as well. So, if Fiend attacks Goldberg and beats him and Cena in the same night, yeah, that would be great to rebuild the Fiend and then, You know,
Well, that all
you can
depends
have
on
Roman and the
where.
Fiend face each other as that was the original plan. Anyways,
I mean that depends on where those matches are placed and what nights those are.
yeah, and Lorenzo, it's not certain. I heard that Drew isn't main eventing either night. It's going to be Shayna Baszler and Becky, obviously night 1 from what I'm hearing, and then night 2 was supposed to be Roman and Goldberg, but Brock and Drew was night 1. So
Oh, I don't know about that now, but
I know
that may change.
Media One Software. What's going on? El Gato de Oro. My white man saying it. Yeah, last Media was this bad was 32 because all the champions from 31 were injured. Absolutely. So
It was oh god, well, we made a joke about it. What was it? Shit.
I forget it now, but everybody
I think it was like
that held the belt
Cryptomania or
31.
something. I think it was called like Cryptomania or something like that. Like everyone was injured for Mania 32, like Rollins, Sting, fucking, yeah.
Oh God, San Jose makes a point. What if Brock loses to Drew and then beats Goldberg for the Universal title and goes to SmackDown?
No!
I could see
bro,
Vince. That's a terrible thought, but I could see Vince doing that. Vince would absolutely.
Oh no!
Oh man, that just made me nauseous. Ugh. I don't want to see
God.
Brock as champ any more than I want to see myself naked in the mirror. But hey.
All right, so you watched NXT last night, right?
Yes.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the promo between Ciampa, Gargano, Triple H?
Kind of felt like spoiled children being yelled at by their father. I mean, that's kind of the vibe it had. It wasn't bad, but it's so Ciampa's better as a heel. So and Gargano, I feel more akin to him being a face.
Though I did fucking laugh when he used the line, Ciampa tried to dive out the window to escape the training room after being thrown into the glass.
Yeah, that was funny, but
I made that joke a few weeks ago when they did that.
Yeah, he pulls a Jannetty, you know.
Yeah, that was great. The Killer Cross thing, I'm interested.
I am interested as well. I mean, they're certainly sending them in with a bang.
Right. Like, there's no more speculating. Those little glitches on SmackDown are not for Killer Cross.
Yeah, no, that's we knew already. You know, that was from Mustafa Ali, but
a lot of people were like, "No, it's Killer." I'm like, "No, it's not." Killer Cross is going to NXT. We do not need another Mike Kanellis situation happening here.
Yeah, certainly not.
Not everyone's AJ Styles. They can't just come straight to the main roster. Coming from TNA, that doesn't work that way.
I mean, it wasn't a weak promo from either guy. It was good, but
right,
knowing that it's because the title isn't there, and knowing we were going to have the title match from these two before Ciampa's injury, I mean, again, that's a letdown. Right. And I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom about it. Like, I still love seeing these two wrestle, but it's been, it's like, can we move on to bigger and better things at this point? So.
Well,
hopefully Killer Cross is hopefully Killer Cross with the whole Doomsday video interruption is the bringer of the end. So
I think this is my just my thinking here. I think Ciampa is winning this feud. It's kind of set it up for that, and then they're gonna go straight into Ciampa Killer Cross.
That makes sense. I think that works. I think that does work.
Because like Johnny's a heel now, so but do we even know that if Killer Cross is coming in as a heel? We don't even know that.
Yeah, we have no idea currently. I mean, we could speculate all we want, but
so I'm very interested. I'm super glad Io Shirai's back. Thank God. Super glad that her knee is all right.
Yeah, thankfully.
Not severely injured. If I'm gonna be completely honest, not having her on TV for the past 2 months was really weird.
It was strange, but thankfully she's okay, and it's not going to be any more delayed. And this is a good time for her to return, so she'll head in to become the #1 contender, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's winning the ladder match.
Yeah, I don't think Vince should have canceled WrestleMania, but when I say that, I don't think he should have canceled the storylines, just the pay-per-view in name itself. He should have delayed it till June or July. You could have had Mania, then lead into SummerSlam. That would have been fine. But
we understand
these
why
storylines had to happen. This had to be done. I mean, they had to get. You can't have Edge and Orton and now we can't even say Goldberg and Roman, but Cena and the Fiend and Shayna and Becky drag out for another 4 months. They absolutely need to have this happen.
I mean, out of
now,
those
so.
4 feuds, probably the one that would continue is Shanna Becky. Everything else cannot, just stop.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I get it, but
yes, but it's crazy. But yeah, I do think EO's winning the ladder match. It's kind of obvious at this point. You're not going to bring her back and then not have her win the ladder match. And I think if TakeOver Boston goes through ahead, I hope to God we get back to that. We get back to our lives here with wrestling.
Yeah, it'd be nice. So,
if TakeOver Boston happens, it's going to be EO versus Rhea for the title, and EO wins the title from Rhea, sending Rhea to Raw.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. Yeah, Vince did sell 20% of his stocks. That's to go ahead and put money back into the the business. So obviously he's trying to keep himself afloat. But San Jose says, I wish it would have been a Hell in a Cell match announced for NXT. I think that would have been a decent ratings draw.
I think that's what they were going with.
Yeah,
before
the last
whole
half hour, no commercial. Yeah, that'd be great if they went that way.
Well, I don't think there's going to be.
You can use it. You can use it.
Yeah, I mean that would certainly be what I would have done. Is Hell in a Cell all the way. That's the ultimate way to end the feud.
Yeah. Though that match, if they were going to do it in Hell in a Cell, it would have been way. Would need a crowd for that match.
Yeah. No word on Ronda. I mean, she wanted to come back sooner, and I guess originally her pinky was, or whatever finger she
ain't coming back now.
No, not now. They wanted her back for the Rumble. It was supposed to happen. Then her injury held her back.
Right.
And then from what I heard, with that being delayed, she was still considering the family thing. And then going from there, it's just been kind of a mess with all this quarantine sickness, COVID issue. So
yeah. So this
what
is
are you gonna do? One more.
You can use it.
I mean, that's why they're obviously going. I mean, because they didn't know if Ronda was like prior to Survivor Series, they thought Ronda was coming back.
Yeah, that was their goal, which is what they were trying to set up, which is why they had, Shayna win there, and yeah.
And then I kind of knew the second the Survivor Series was over, I'm like, it's going to be Shayna and Becky at WrestleMania.
Well, they had Becky retain all year in the hopes that they could do her and Ronda.
I mean, I didn't believe that. I even told you like that's the match they're going to do at WrestleMania.
It seemed,
and I was right. At least I was right. Something.
Yeah, it seemed that way, but this is the first WrestleMania year without Triple H, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, to be fair, he's got like live every week to think about now.
I know, but it is an odd feeling not to have him there. I mean, he's just as much a
he has
staple
no
as the
one
Undertaker.
else, I mean, he has no one else to. If he was, I mean, if Wyatt didn't have a match, I'd say Bray Wyatt, but than that, there's really no one else on the roster for him to, have a match with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, like you said, where else would you put him? Is he even up to wrestling at this point?
Well, I mean, I don't think has he had a match since tearing his. No, actually, he did. That's right. He wrestled Batista.
Yes, he had Batista at Mania.
I completely forgot about that.
I keep thinking that was his tear was this past year, and Batista was before that, but it was the other way around.
Yeah, I completely. I want to forget. I'm trying to forget about that match.
Neither. I'm just playing sound bites. TSS. I'm being a wise ass. I got JD. You could use it. I'm glad he called in the other day.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either. I did say, I didn't think he'd call in if I was there, but he says otherwise. So I tried to bury the hatchet a long time ago. If he's willing to, hey, better on. You don't want animosity.
He still has me blocked on Twitter.
You and about a million others, unfortunately. Oh, what if Triple H replaces Reigns and
God.
the Authority returns? Oh God, no.
Oh God.
That could be a big possibility too. Instead of Brock, they have Triple H fill in.
I thought about so I think there was a storyline they were going to do with Triple H when he was the champion at one point. They were teasing it. It was when they started to do that mid Bray Wyatt face turn. They were going to turn him face, and I think the plan was going to do Bray Wyatt and Triple H for SummerSlam, and they never did it. So I was actually looking forward to that idea.
I mean, it could have worked, but You never know for sure.
I made sense because of the whole, down with the machine, thing.
Yeah,
So.
I know. Sadly, I mean that's kind of.
They never get. I mean, I don't like the fact that they brought him back and then turned him back to a heel. They should at least face white, give it a chance.
Yeah, give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Give me what I want. Really. Sorry.
That shit was hilarious.
Was
I
fun.
would, but I think YouTube's really waiting to just strike me down at this point. So I'm not going to play anything copyrighted at this point.
I didn't know you were the emperor now.
Yeah. I am indeed. They want me beheaded.
Beheaded.
Well, Matt, thank you so much. I appreciate you calling in, hanging out for a little bit. Yeah. I do apologize that movie night didn't work out as planned. What I'm going to do is I'm going to watch it myself. I kind of
figured that was going to happen. Like, yeah, YouTube's not going to take this lightly.
Well, I had gone through the proper channels for fighting against robots to make sure, but hey, shit happens.
Who uploaded that movie? By the way, it's not like a free.
It's free on YouTube, but I went ahead. I had emailed them, got correspondence back and forth after no answer to a tweet, and so long as it wasn't monetized, it was supposed to be good. But I bet you it was the audio that got triggered anyways. So not the movie itself.
I think you had the audio way too loud, and I think you went with that.
I don't think it would have mattered regardless. So even though you get permission for stuff, because I've had permission to use audio from the artists themselves that have made songs from their label, and I've still gotten hit.
Yeah.
Like my intro, I have permission from those lovely guys at Fivefold, and at least that's cool. So that doesn't get picked up.
So for the WAW stuff, we actually had Japanese metal band Fake Gear. We asked them if we can use their song. What the fuck was it? Headless Goddess song.
Okay.
They said it was fine.
Yeah. And it still gets hit.
I don't think it did.
Oh, you lucked out then.
Yeah. It was crazy. But my friend Adam, who's actually working on some of the vignettes for the Dark Order when we're going to bring them in, and one of the videos got hit, and I'm like, well, why? He's like, something got flashing. So I looked up what is the no-nos on Twitter, on YouTube, and it's anything regarding strobe lights and flashing lights.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's probably what happened.
That's likely the problem. So.
So I guess I'll check you guys out on Out of Nowhere.
Yeah, we'll be live with Out of Nowhere shortly. So
if not, I'm gonna do. We have to redo the commentary for Rebellion 5 because it was fucked. Like we had Cena showing up to set up a match for.
I went to hell, so now I gotta redo it. That sucks. Yeah, that seems to be the theme of today. Just things not going as planned. And then why? Because we were almost done with it all, and then my computer froze on it, and it fucked with the rest of the video because the video and the audio was no longer synced up. I hate it when that shit happens.
Like you fucking Windows 10.
Yeah, at least Roman doesn't get the main event again, though. You can revel in that fact. So what's going on, glorious one?
Oh, I got Goldberg can face Chris Benoit. No.
All right, Matt. Thank you so much. I'll catch you later on.
All right.
Everybody, Matt the Misfit there. Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate you guys hanging out for a little bit. I am going to go ahead and upload, like I said, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do a companion for the movie so people can still watch it. And I'll link to the movie with it so you can watch them side by side and still have some fun. It's a great movie. You do want to catch it. So we'll do it that way. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I even went ahead. I recorded, how long, Danny? About 5-6 minutes to test it and uploaded it to my channel. And no copyright, no issue. So I streamed it privately. Did it for a while. No issue, and once I have it public, it's an issue. So usually if you test it that way and it doesn't pop, it's fine. So I do apologize. Yeah, John Jones is screwed. Originally with the cocaine possession and that car accident and threatening people, and then he's got the DUI, and now with the gun charge. What a disaster. Yeah, I keep forgetting that Gronk is the host as well, so they might throw him in there. Watch. He'll be the next Universal Champion. Kill us now. Bring on the virus. All right, everybody. I appreciate you all hanging out. Thank you for being awesome. I hope you all stay healthy, stay sexy, and I will see you all next time. Have a good night. I'll see you for Out of Nowhere in 30 minutes. Don't miss it.